Hi there, welcome to the latest episode of my 10-minute moan. And the topic of this 10-minute moan is our old friend Lord Alli. That's the guy that's been looking after all the cabinet for the last few years financially, and some revelations about himself and the House of Lords Code of Conduct that's just been released. So today I'm going to delve into the recent controversies surrounding Lord Alli, a prominent figure in British politics and media, known for being one of the few openly gay Muslim politicians globally. Lord Alli, appointed as a life peer for the Labour Party, finds himself at the centre of attention due to breaches in the House of Lords Code of Conduct concerning registration of interests. Here's what I found out. Lord Alli's been involved in the media entrepreneurship with significant roles in companies like Endemol, Shine Group and Silvergate Media, was found to have committed 4 minor breaches of his register of interests. The investigation led by the House of Lords Commissioner for Standards pinpointed these breaches as not fully registering his positions, including his role as a director at the Charlie Parsons Foundation, issues with timing and updating his interests related to Silvergate BP Bidco Limited and Mac BVI Limited. Now, those 3 bodies, I'll talk about them a wee bit at the end, because I've looked into each of them, as you would imagine. So these findings have led to a recommendation for Lord Alli to write a letter of apology to Baroness Manningham-Buller, the chair of the Conduct Committee. Lord Alli has complied, expressing regrets for his oversights. The breaches, while minor, touch on a sensitive nerve with the House of Lords, where transparency and accountability are paramount. Lord Alli's apology letter states, "I will endeavour to keep the Code of Conduct at all times to avoid such circumstances again." This incident follows closely after reports that Lord Alli's significant influence with political circles, including unrestricted access to 10 Downing Street, which raised eyebrows among political observers. Lord Alli's career has been marked by breaking barriers. Not only was he the youngest peer to be appointed at 34, but his openness about his sexuality in predominantly conservative political arena made headlines. His involvement in pushing for changes in legislation like civil partnership acts, etc., underscores his commitment to social issues. And these things got him awarded the Politician of the Decade by Stonewall. If you want to know about them, Google them and see what they've been up to about all this trans nonsense woo-woo that we see they seem to be driving. And Lord Alli was their Politician of the Decade, voted on in 2014, might have been 2015. However, this recent episode might affect his public image and political influence. Critics argue that such breaches, even if minor, could undermine the trust in parliamentary members' commitment to transparency. On the flip side, supporters of Alli point out his extensive contributions to media and politics, suggesting that these errors don't define his entire career. I think what will end up defining his entire career is the amount of money he's flung into the pockets of our cabinet. Looking at the broader implications, this case might encourage a rethink on how interests are declared within the House of Lords, especially given its unique position as an unelected chamber with significant legislative influence. The balance between personal business interests and public duty remains a delicate one in British politics. Indeed, while Alli's apology seems to have quelled immediate repercussions, this incident serves as a reminder of the complexities of the dual roles in politics and business, and a narrative of human error in a system where perfection and disclosure is expected. This story not only highlights the personal accountability of public figures like Lord Alli, but also the ongoing scrutiny of how transparency is maintained in the upper echelons of British governance. As we continue to follow this story, I'll keep you updated, so stay with me in the near future as we get more details. So that's the story, and there was 3 bodies involved in that story that I thought I would look at. So the first thing they mentioned was this Charlie Parsons, how did they word it? This is a charity that he is a member of, the Charlie Parsons Foundation. Okay, now Charlie Parsons is one of 2 things. I'm not sure the correct description, but he is either Lord Alli's partner or, in some cases, he's mentioned as his husband. Either way, it's a long-term relationship with Charlie Parsons, and he has a foundation that Lord Alli is involved in that he forgot to mention. Now, when you look at this, what do they do? Because there's a lot of these charities that people don't really understand what they do. So I'll go into their website and I'll read what they do. And Charlie Parsons Creative is a boutique investment company that backs new talent, new projects, and new business ideas founded by television entrepreneur Charlie Parsons is looking to create driven business ideas with people that need support to get to the next stage, right? So it's a business. But there's a Charlie Parsons Foundation tied onto this business, as that's what Lord Alli's apparently involved in. And what they do is the Charlie Parsons Foundation was set up in 2011 by Charlie Parsons, Lord Wahid Ali and Christopher Shaw. The charity objectives are to identify and provide financial support to projects predominantly in England and Wales. Right, so let's look at their projects. And they've got 3 that they list on the website. They are Gaydar, Castaway Television and Runaway Entertainment. And I kind of guess Charlie Parsons Creative, the business, get the profits out of these. So Gaydar, that's like a website for gay and lesbian couples. Quite a successful website. It's been on the go since 2011. And it accounts for 42% of the gay and lesbian website traffic, according to figures in March 2012. That's globally, not just in the UK. So I'd imagine it's quite a profitable business. Castaway Television, well, that was the Survivor. They made that, which is a show that's often described as television's first reality show, which now plays in a dozen countries worldwide. So, to the foundation create money, if it is in a charity, they can get grants, etc., and give them to the business who make the profit. I don't know. Wee bit of grey area, but I'm sure Lord Alli would be able to give us a better understanding of how the business works. And then the third project they have is Runaway Entertainment, which seems to be a sort of stage show production that do pop up studios, etc. So that's the first one. The second company mentioned was Silvergate BP Bidco Limited, who are registered as a PLC in London. And their business activities are activities of head office, right? So it's a sort of self-company that is part of a bigger thing and money gets put in and taken out, and why they do that is normally to save a bit of tax, right? But Silvergate, this is where it gets a bit weird. They've got a value of about £1.5 million. They don't have a big turnover and they don't have massive profits, right? But Silvergate Media, who's part of this group, Sony Pictures in 2019 acquired Silvergate Media for just under $200 million. So I'm not sure how they need this other bolt-on company. So it's obviously a big deal. But this bit that he's involved in is something bit that manages the whole business. Seems to be there for whatever reason you can think of. And there was another thing on this. So we've got Sony Pictures who bought it, the media company, but this Silvergate BP Bidco, who are the organisers of the company, they've got one of their current directors, an American guy called Joseph Vincent Ambrosia, correspondence address, Sony Pictures Entertainment. And Lord Alli, correspondent address in Meard Street, London, just resigned in December 23. So they're one of these sort of odd companies that you can see quite a lot of that don't really do anything but get money for another part of a business, and they record themselves on Companies House. I love this when it says nature of business, activities of head offices. That needs a separate company nowadays. But the third company mentioned is this Mac BVI Limited. This is great because they're one of these overseas companies that surprisingly are registered in the British Virgin Isles. Now, I'm not going to get into a full podcast about British Virgin Isles, but Google it. There's some great documentaries about the British Virgin Isles when you go and you find these addresses and it's like a shed somewhere with 200 businesses because they are tax havens. And we've got Lord Alli, the guy who's stacking up all our current Labour Party cabinet with gifts and freebies and money as well. We gave one of his fellow lords £62,500 to bail her out of a £165,000 bill that she created through fraudulent expenses claims. So this guy, he's tied into companies in the British Virgin Isles, etc., and media, which have always attracted a load of tax benefit schemes that people can or cannot get into. And Lord Alli seems to be involved with some of these sort of companies that are offshore and tied into media, all quite smelly. But everything's all right because Lord Alli has apologised. He's wrote a wee letter to some Baroness, that was part of this committee. So he's apologised to her. He's not apologised to anybody else because that doesn't matter because nobody asked him to apologise to the nation. But there seems to be a grey area of these companies and how they operate and what they actually do. And Lord Alli's a multi-millionaire in the back of it. And I'm just wondering, there's all these calls to tax the super rich. I wonder how that'll work with people at Lord Alli who have got business interests all over the world and tax havens and stuff like that. And they kind of forget to tell us about them. But it's all right because he wrote a letter expressing his apology to a Baroness in the House of Lords. So we've all to forget about it. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. If you've not already done so, please hit the notification button and subscribe. Put your comments in the comment section below. They're always good fun. But most importantly of all, unless you're Lord Alli, one of these people who've got all these businesses that nobody can really tie down to what they do. Some of them on tax havens across the other side of the Atlantic. Not those people. But
everyone else, have a great day. Cheerio, bye now.